Alright. What's up, everybody, and welcome back. Today we've got a very special video because we're watching the first-person view of this man over here. That's right, the GOAT, Serral, representing Basilisk, of course, and he was actually streaming his run in the Kung Fu Cup last week. He made it all the way to the grand finals, stomping the opposition, and he played against Oliveira there. Now, he's commentating quite a bit while playing. He's been streaming a lot more, having a lot of fun, and really enjoying himself. And after qualifying for Gamers Without Borders in the first week, he qualified for Gamers 8. He said, hey, boys, I'm going to be doing some more streams this week. So we got to see him in a grand finals up against the reigning world champion, Oliveira. Let's bloody see how it goes, man. Let's watch some Zerg vs. Terran. Now, this is a spawning pool first opening. And that means he is looking to either punish Oliveira for not scouting or simply to blind counter potentially a 2-Rax. Now he's going to take the gas right there after the hatchery goes down. He could do a roach aggression. I mean, Babylon's a smaller map, so not a bad one for it. He's actually loving mass roach play as well. A lot of Zergs are.
See if he's scouting or not.
He says, okay, we've got to see if he's scouting or not. Notice his Overlord. If you watch the mini-map down there at the bottom left of the screen, just over here, he's watching it, and he's like, going to be checking, is an SCV coming across the map after the barracks finishes? The barracks just finished. He does not see an SCV. I don't think I'm going to get too
frisky here today. The frisky games have been going pretty bad so far, so I might just play standard for the most part.
The frisky and risky games haven't been going his way. They've been a bit bad. So he's feeling like just playing a bit more standard. I feel like what he just said basically sums up Serral's resting mind state, which is, I don't want the game to be messy. I want the game to be clean. I want to defend. I want to play standard. And that's exactly what he's doing. No Roach War on here. He's just going to go for Ling speed in a little bit. He's got his first queen.
Don't have much potential, but I'll round him across anyways.
Yeah, moving to the natural. He's got the third hatchery going down as well. No doubt he's going to be going for the Ling speed. Yep, as he pulls off gas a little bit too early. He didn't return the last set, but he snuck 2 Lings around the map. And Oliveira, skipping the SCV scout, gets punished here. Wait. Where's the Marine? Okay, there is a Marine here. So the Lings are just going to back off, but he's...
which is very not, so I'm mining gas still.
He's forced an SCV pull. So
that's a pretty successful
messed up his build
there, to be honest.
He's commentating way more than I expected, guys. Here I was like, I'll leave his volume on because the moment a grand final starts, Serral's going to be all serious.
Like 2 Lings have literally 0 potential, but
this is a $1,500 tournament grand finals, and he's like commentating the whole way. This man, talk about a professional. He's got sub alerts on the screen. I'm impressed. I got to say, I'm very impressed. All right, so what he's going to be going for here is spreading creep. He'll need to get a tumor in the main as well.
Not injecting at all. I'm not sure if this is good.
He says, I'm not injecting at all. I don't know if this is good.
I know.
Yeah, normally getting that much creep is standard off a hatch first. So you'd have this much creep. He's going to have an amazing set of creep spread, but he's going to be a little low on lava to saturate that third base. So he's going to be going non-stop injects from here to make up for that. But he's already got queens out front the base. He already did a bit of denial with his 2 Zergling opening, and he's just looking to get set up. So he's going to head towards 7, 8, 9 queens, and then kind of progressing from there little by little. He's got workers back on gas quite early as well. And I'm really curious if he's going to play mass roach off this. With Ling speed, I would imagine it's going to be Bane.
Pretty well, actually. Okay, he's dropping.
Okay, so seeing that many Marines, he knows the barrack state on the reactor, guys. Which tells him, of course, that he is going to be going for an 8 Marine drop. So he's already going to be building some Zergons.
He's one of the so-called time builds by the looks of things.
The so-called time builds. He's doing one of his time... Okay, I didn't realize that Oliveira / Time actually invented this build, but maybe he did. He's going for extra barracks very early as well.
Am I crazy?
He says, is this an all-in or am I crazy? Yeah, you're absolutely right. There's definitely a delayed third command center. So the third command center is going to be delayed. It's much more of a 2-base push style. There still could be a third command center after the second barracks.
Roaches in that case.
But he's having trouble figuring out what this build is. He's like, wait a second, what is this? Is this just an 8 Marine drop into another big Marine tank attack? He's struggling to figure out. So what he's calculating in his brain is how many drones can I build before making army units to be safe? Now, if he wants to be super safe, he'll stop at 57 is the number that Serral likes to stop at, which is basically 3 mineral lines full of workers and just 4 gases. Would be 60 drones, so he might be just a little under saturation on his third base. Maybe 13 workers on his third, something like that. But he's actually going 6 gas and double Evo champ. Interesting. So he feels very confident here to get 3 bases full of workers and then still be able to defend. I think he's got great creep spread. As long as he keeps the creep spread up, I think he should be okay.
Let's
this
see how
is
hard he hits with this.
definitely pushing the edge of greed. And he says, let's see
It's
how
actually
hard he
already
hits with
extra
this.
medivacs.
Yeah, double drop's
Make
coming, so he's going to move
roaches
his
there.
queens and lings to the front to try and intercept that.
Pretty late, with, early with the extra medivacs there.
It's a little earlier than he expected with the extra medevacs. And like I said, he's being
But this
greedy.
is great. He's going to my main. I get a lot of time here.
Oh, so Oliveira just went for the really high risk move, and that gives him a lot of time to build
don't
more
have
units. And he's
much
actually
there.
trying to
This
play
is kinda
roaches because roaches hard counters 2 base all-in pushes. That's why Serral's trying to be so greedy. He says, well, if I'm not playing banelings, I
be
play
careful
roaches.
with him with
I
my
can be
main.
greedier than normal. And as long as he stops the first wave of that push, that was
Get
the
5 more
scariest
drones, so
moment because he was droning so hard. So notice he's at about
the maximum.
61 workers right now. I know
No,
that
it's
because his
so-
third
it's
base is
actually
down
maybe
5
not an
workers.
all-in, which is kind of crap for me.
I'm going to keep his volume on. I apologize for the audio garble, but I think it's worth it every now and then to have us speaking over each other so we can actually hear Serral's insights as well. You guys let me know in the comments if you'd rather I change that and just do commentary in the future. Obviously, if you guys just want to watch the uninterrupted video, go subscribe to Serral's Twitch channel,
Yeah, it's actually
twitch.tv/Serral.
This
Here we
is
go.
he's against Lambo, I think.
Third base. He says, so he's recognized the build. He says, I think he played this against Lambo, talking about them playing in Gamers Without Borders last weekend as well. The qualifier for the big $400,000 Gamers 8 tournament. His 4th base is up, though. He's got queens there. The question is, does Serral swap back
It's a
into
strong
Zerglings?
opening, no
Or does he
question about it.
commit to just a big 1-1 roach attack? Or maybe even tech up towards
Spot's not
Hive? Since he's
awful,
got a
but my
quick
Hive
infestation
takes really
kit, I
late.
think he's
If
going to
I'm
play
Hive taking
lurkers.
like 1 minute earlier, I would be really happy.
All
I
right,
should have made it a bit earlier.
we've got to hear what he said there.
Spot's not awful, but my Hive tech's really late. If I'm Hive tech like 1 minute earlier, I would be really happy.
He
I
says
should
my
have made
Hive
it a bit
tech's
earlier
really
for
late.
sure.
If it was 1
No
minute
excuse
earlier,
for
I'd
not
be really
making it a
happy.
bit earlier.
Just keep in mind, for you nerds out there, that's 7 minutes the Hive started. That's very late. It's not, especially 7 minutes 15, especially here where his opponent's got such a delayed third.
No excuse
It's
for
actually
not
totally
making it a
fine.
bit
So
earlier.
it's actually totally fine.
Because I could have just cancelled it if it was an all-in.
He basically gets a free win if his Hive's any faster than this because his Lurker Viper timing is
obviously
still
never
going to be
all-in
very
roaches
effective.
anyways in the first place.
It's just scary because there's going to be a moment where if you're on Lurker Viper and they get enough ghosts out and tanks, your composition
misclicking
sucks.
there by me.
So
Being
you
a
really
massive
want to
opponent
hit
so
this
far.
composition at a time where they don't have enough. If they're heavily on Marines, a handful of tanks, bam, Vipers get rid of the tanks. The Lurkers, Roaches, Hydras run in, overwhelm everything else. Right now, he's just really fighting for map control, making sure he doesn't get pushed into a corner. And you'll see the way he's split his units into 3 squads is beautiful. 4 even, actually. He's got Queens in the middle, Roaches in the top, and Roaches in the bottom, plus the Lings in the main. And now he's got a few Infestors out. Now, this is the famous 2 Infestors you build, no pathogen glands, and you use this specifically to fungal everything. Big Marine tank push comes before your Viper's ready. Fungal on the Marines when they're clumped up. So this forces the Terran to like siege, spread their units out, be much more careful when they're pushing. So those Infestors are just there to keep you alive until you get that Hive tech out. You can also go Broodlords.
Oh crap!
And it meshes
That was
really
a
well.
big
Oh
blunder.
crap, says Serral. He's not happy those roaches
see
getting
if he can
caught
catch him
out.
off guard,
Actually,
though.
he might get to
With
safety.
the
You can use them as
bungler.
bait. They could be really good infestor bait. Oh, you notice he's pulling back, he's hiding, but he doesn't want to show the infestors just yet. And because he saw Oliveira turn back, he pulls the infestors back. Nice move by Serral. Nice move by Oliveira. He just started his lurker upgrades at 8 minutes 50, which means
This base for Luke's.
he's going to try and take a 5th base for looks. Is that what he said? I think he said for looks. He's going to take a 5th base. He doesn't really need it, but he's like, yeah, I'll see if I can get it down, basically. Make it look like I care about that, even though I'm actually committing really hard for the push. He's taking another hatchery there on the bottom as well. He's got extra minerals and not enough gas. And that's why you do sometimes see people take even 10 gases when they're playing Lurker Viper, because it's such a gas-heavy style. I don't think he's actually bothered with Lurkers, Vipers. I think he's just doing a Roach Lurker push. Oh, wow. But the Queens are going to shut that down, man. He sees the big drop. Oh, it's a crazy doom drop for Oliveira. And his army's so out of position. But his Queens are killing all the medevacs. He's going to kill every medevac. That means there's no way out. With no Vipers, it's a problem. But is it that big of a problem? If he can get on top of this, he will shut down Oliveira's whole army. Oliveira cannot pull out of here. The Lurkers are getting hammered. The tank's on siege, but he can't even save him. You only have 2 medevacs, and another one gets sniped. And Serral scrambles
Wow,
to
that's
defend.
expensive for both of
Oliveira
us.
knew that he didn't have the tech to deal with Viper and
realize
Lurker.
quite how
He actually
many
had enough
medevacs
tanks
he
to
had
defend
there.
this, though. Because there was no Vipers, he could have defended this, but he felt like, hey, I've got to shove in. If he waited another 5-10 seconds till Serral was a little bit further on the map, that might have been a game-winning move. If he could
so
have
he
got
pushed
that
her
army
now,
set
though.
up just a little bit better, maybe have a few more Marines unloaded as well on top of that ramp, he might have been able to stop that coming. As it is, it's going to start breaking the rock. Serral wants to get on the third. The third is always your target for the lurker push because there's a lot of infrastructure here, a lot of depots, the second factory. If you can take those things out, you'll be good. The Roach Ravager comes forward. He's going to try and pull back out of tank range now. He says, hey, this is good enough. I'm in range of that. But oh, he is going a bit far forward. And I think Serral's realizing I'm being a bit inefficient. I need gases on a 5th base right now if I'm going to trade like this. It's good to trade kind of lazily and just, I'm losing units. It's a bit messy, but hey, I'm killing Terran stuff. That's okay if you've got 10 gases, but on 8 gases right now, he's a bit starved for it. The Roach Ravager is going to try to go in. The Lurker's got some good shots on the Marines. He does pile down 2 of the tanks at the front. There's still 1 left, so he will pull back.
Fights, no question about it.
Okay, he's losing a lot of units, but he's finding very good damage.
A tank line like this.
Yeah, and he's going to set up a lurker line. He's going to move the lurker behind the 4th at the same time, getting up 10 gas. He forces Oliveira to engage, and look at that line of lurkers.
I like what I'm seeing. I like what I'm seeing. A victory after a victory. That's how we roll.
Oh, shizzle! I gotta hear that again. That's so funny. I love the confident commentary.
But I have a pretty solid push here.
I like what we see. I like what we see.
It's good enough here. I like what I'm seeing. I like what I'm seing. A victory after a victory. That's how we roll.
That is how we roll, mother trucker.
It was a bit scary that you were hyper there.
Serral's a ledge, man.
If I had a bit more Ravagers, that push would have been so much nicer because then I can just pile the tanks. Even if I'm trading like a bit inefficiently against the tanks with my Ravagers, then it's still fine.
Yeah.
But
so
yeah, that wasn't the best ever. Best game ever, was it? Absolutely not.
Wasn't the best game ever, as always. If there was anything that caught him off guard or was less than optimal, this man is always pointing out that there were steps away from perfection. A little bit more work and he could be closer to it. Serral goes into game 2 now with a 1-0 lead. I believe this is a best of 5 grand finals, by the way. I guess we'll find out depending on how many games there are. But I'll chuck a scoreboard on screen in the editing phase to make sure that that actually keeps you guys up to date for anyone tuning in midway.
Actually, just for the fun of it. No, I don't.
Oh my god, I love this decision making. He's kind of umming and ahhing about his choices.
I'm thinking if I went to 17-17 here actually just for the fun of it.
He's talking about 17 gas, 17 pool.
No, I don't. I don't want to do it.
This is so Serral.
Let's not get behind here for no reason.
He's like, oh, I could go 17 gas, 17 pool. It shuts down 2-Rex Reaper, and it's like, it could do some aggression. It's like a tricky opening to mix in. This is Serral. He acknowledges that this could be a good surprise move, and then his brain calculates all the things that could go wrong, and he's like, yeah, I'm going to play 16 hatch. I'm going to play the most standard opening like I do 90% of the time, because I feel he has this little demon on his shoulder. It's like, do something kind of gambly, and he's always like, yeah, it sounds like a good idea. And then the other one's like, play a macro game, idiot. Don't listen to that fool. And he always listens to the macro game angel on his shoulder. Never listens to the cheese demon. It's not even a cheese demon. It's a do something slightly different demon. But he's just rock solid. And Serral does think about it, decides, And I think if he was playing against Maru or Beyond, he might do it. Because those guys have a higher percentage of doing 2-Rex Reaper on this map. And 17 gas, 70 pool gives you really fast link speed, shuts it down. So
a little SCV scout there, so glad I didn't do any trickery here.
Yeah, he's glad he didn't go pool first or anything because the SCV scout came this game. So basically, in game 1, he got away with the 2 Zerglings, slowing down the command center. He messed up Oliveira's opening, forced a lot of SCVs because Oliveira didn't scout, right? But in this game, he went for the standard opening. Oliveira scouts, and he's like, sweet. I went just standard. The scout doesn't really get any useful information. So he's winning the early game build choices 2 games in a row. It's very minor, but minor momentum can make a really big difference in Zerg versus Terran. Third base is going to go down. Serral and Oliveira obviously are pretty friendly with each other. They were beasts in the 2v2 tournament. Seemed very friendly with each other. Oliveira has great English. Serral has very good English as well.
Oh, that bomb hit big there.
That one hit big. Because it denied 2 drones from mining and slowed his Zerglings down. So he's like, I just lost 10 minerals, man. Unacceptable. I love it how so many players lose a drone and a Zergling to the Reaper. And Serral loses an extra mining trip on his drone while it's getting bounced by the Reaper grenade, and he's like, unacceptable, man. Unacceptable. Serral's such a beast, man. I think it's just that he's never satisfied. I think I think he's always hungry to improve his game, and I think that's what makes him so powerful as a competitor. There's always something more in the very front of his mind that he could do. He's never there just kind of watching his own play going, damn, I'm good. Like, I don't think we've ever seen Serral satisfied with his performance in a game, ever, pretty much. As long as he hangs on to that, I don't think he's ever fading away. You know, people sometimes see him have a bad performance, an early leave or a misstep, and they go, he's done, he's washed. And it's kind of funny because it just shows that when you're as popular and as good and you've built a legacy for yourself like Serral, you're just going to have more people saying stuff about you. There's more casual fans who are just gutted to see you lose a game they thought you were going to win, because you always win, don't you? You're their favorite player. That's the experience a lot of people have with Serral. And so you get a lot more people who are saying, you know,
might lose that 2 more here. Okay,
just outlandish comments essentially on his performances. But I don't think Serral really pays it much mind. You can tell even when you know, you're the greatest of all time or anything like that. He's just kind of like, you can tell he's like, I don't even want to think about this stuff. This is a waste of my brain space. This is not going to help me be a better player. I want to be the best player. I want to keep being the best player.
It's just a 3CC2 one. I'm just like
sitting here thinking about how good I am or this or that or getting it. It's all bullshit. It's all distraction. For him, it's how can I kill Terran better? He sees that third command center build. He knows it's a bio follow-up. And with the extra barracks there, he knows this is going to be non-stop bio mine or bio tank across this map. It's going to be a very greedy build. So he's not worried about any immediate aggression. He's worried about the tempo that Oliveira will...
I'm just going to be really careful. It's not a Hellbat attack.
Okay, he is worried about a Hellbat attack. Okay, there's one thing he's worried about. Because
that's like my first priority, not losing to Hellbats.
Don't die to a 3 command center Hellbat attack. Okay. I think this man's scarred. For those who don't know, early last year, he got knocked out of the European regionals by a Hellbat 3 command center attack by
He's
Hero
feeling
Marine.
frisky.
Getting a little bit frisky. Oh my. He's very surprised by it. You can tell he's like, what exactly is this? And I actually think that was just a bit of a fake out. You can see the units are kind of rotating around. Medevacs will come across. I think this is light pressure. I don't think it's anything too committed. He's got 2 big packs of queens ready. He's got his Zerglin count building, and he's now going up from 1 gas to 4 gases with an incredibly quick 4th hatchery. Now, the one thing I might criticize is the lack of the... okay, double Evo goes down. Very nice. So he's got double Evo. He's going to do a Ling Flood. The only thing I'd criticize is the lack of a macro hatchery, which I do want to see very soon. But you can see he's balancing his money very well. He's got a very small gap in his supply count. He's not getting supply blocked, but he's not leaving that too big. Ling's ready to do a bit of a backstab. Oh, he transfused the wrong queen. Bit of a misclick for Serral. Very unusual.
That was really bad for him. Holy crap, he lost a lot there.
But 1 queen for a bunch of Marines dying, that's way worse for the Terran. He doesn't mind losing 1 queen. But the Terran losing those Marines really weakens his ability to slow down the creep spread. So Serral realizes at this point, oh, you haven't even transferred to your 3rd. These Lings are causing you trouble.
Tank follow-up.
And it is a tank follow-up. He even scouts that. So he's like, okay, you're playing tanks.
It's looking
awesome.
Good, guys. It's looking very good.
This is looking really good. He's taking a 5th. Serral knows that he's ahead in this game. His creep should cover the map.
I don't see myself losing a game like this, to be honest. Do a big counter attack. Ooh.
I think he said something about, you know, I could lose this game to a big counter attack or something like that. Or I remember losing a game like this. Serral, no doubt, has a big brain for when he's made a mistake in the past, and I think it like haunts his dreams because he just makes sure he's like, I will never make that mistake ever again. Never. Learning from your losses, one of the most important things. Yeah, he's setting up a big backstab. Very good idea. So I've always pointed out, guys, a lot of people attack the 3rd up on the top side up here. But if you attack from this side, you can actually move in, split units into the 3rd and the natural and the main at the same time. Much more devastating. If you're ever committing to a large Ling Bane counterattack, that is the superior angle to commit to. And I've heard word from some pro gamers I've told about this that they've snuck some ladder games off the likes of Maru when they switched that up. Let's just put that one in there. But it's just big. If you're doing a big counterattack, it's much more devastating because if they've only got a handful of Marines, you can kill the rally. So it's not just you're killing some SCVs, you're actually getting on top. Now, that's a big defense on the rally, but good split. The Lings get on top of the tank. Okay, Banelings get some Marines.
A lot of...
It's not crazy damage, but it's not bad.
Oh my god, it was actually a really bad sequence. I have so much money here.
Chat's correcting me. They said, I'm pretty sure he said, I don't see myself losing a game like this. Okay, I mean, that would make more sense. So definitely sounds like that's what he was talking about.
Bad sequence for me there.
Losing a 5th base a little bit awkward, but Oliveira is desperate with these drops. You can tell he's really trying to force the damage. And Serral now is splitting up his control groups. Notice he doesn't have his control groups turned on.
I was kind of gambling on him counter-attacking a bit more there, but he didn't, so...
I can only show you those guys in replays. But I guarantee you he's got 3 army groups right now. One in the main, backstab defense group, one in the bottom right, and then also he's got one up here as well, which is his main army that he's rallying his eggs to. He's also got queens somewhere in a central location that are responding when needed, and they're going out and replacing creep tumors when needed, but he's been slacking on that a little bit. I feel like he's a bit worried right now. He's a little bit ahead in the game, and he's thinking about the game slipping away. And that's a little bit of a psychological trap you can fall into when you're ahead in a game, is you're focusing on not losing, and like you're worried about getting surprised by things. And because of that, what should have been much more oppressive creep in this game is slowed down. On the other hand, he's very ready for this attack. He doesn't get the cancel on the hatchery in time. That's unfortunate. But he's got a flank. He's got a flank down here in the very far bottom right, ready to come in behind this. Unfortunately for him, no siege tanks, so these Marines can just pick up and leave. Oh, Oliveira's not watching, but he does know. He saves his units in time. Doesn't get the big hit. I thought he was going to get the big hit there. Another hatchery getting cancelled. Serral's got to be triggered at this point, man. Okay, there we go. Widowmine drop comes in. He's going to split the Lings off. Got a nice spready. Goes back to mining there. And he's got an army here, blocking the redrop. He's got an army here, and he's got the units in the main base.
Oh my god, look at my macro, guys. What is going on here?
Serral just floated 1,300 minerals, and he is disgusted. He is disgusted right now.
What is going on?
Oh.
Getting the macro hatchet here.
Yeah, he forgot to build macro hatcheries, so he's doing the dark. I mean... Oliveira's drop micro is really good, man. Oliveira's putting the pressure on him. Oh, watch out, watch out, watch out. Okay, Widow Mines, he's trying to spread, Takes one Widow Mine hit. He doesn't have an Overseer here. It was a little bit far behind. He does have the Overseer now, so we can clean up those mines.
Like we trade, absolutely.
This is really nice multi-prong for Oliveira, keeping himself in this game and putting way more pressure on Serral than he should have been able to. And you know what the trap is, guys? I think the moment Serral said, I don't see myself losing a game like this,
blunder.
I think he's kind of distracted himself. He started thinking a little bit more about the outcome rather than just focusing on the moment.
That's quite cool.
I think you got to try to keep that mindset of, yeah, obviously, hey, I'm ahead. I should do this and this because I'm ahead. Not I'm ahead, therefore I shouldn't lose. The moment you start thinking about why you should never lose, why you should win, same mistake that Maru made against Oliveira at the World Championship. He talked about that in that Pigfest interview that we did, where he said, yeah, I mean, everyone said I had an easy bracket. Everyone said I was going to be a world champion. They were already congratulating me basically before I even got to the final day because my bracket was so easy. And I got in my own head. And that's kind of the thing here. I think Serral's still in a good position.
I'm everything now.
Oh, what did he say?
Okay, my hatcheries. How am I misotking everything
now? Oh, he accidentally put his hatcheries on his army hotkey as well? Oh man, so he's fat fingering things. That's like real pig style. That's what I do when I play. Oh man, ZVT is a mechanical matchup. You really need to get your rhythm flowing. And Oliveira's done such a good job disrupting him. He's causing mistakes out of Serral. I still think Serral's got decent map control, decent economy. Okay, parasitic bombs could be big here. Oh, because he goes for the pickup, and then the parasitic bombs drop. They get some good damage, man. Oliveira splits off pretty quickly. But those parasitic bombs did some nice damage. That's going to start damaging these medevacs every time he's in Zerg territory. Liberators are coming out as well. The Lingbane looking to counterattack if possible. Interestingly, guys, there's no Hydras. Where are the Hydras? Where is the Ultras? Where is the Infestors? There's none of this for Serral, and this is very uncharacteristic. He's just on Lingbane Queen. And that style has surprising longevity in the matchup. But by God, does it have a very high amount of APM and micro and attention needed to manage it correctly. It's a very stressful style. So he's got a hatchery in the far bottom right of the map as well. He's going to try and expand down to that corner as his top left keeps getting denied over and over again.
The Banelings.
Pulls the Banelings back from the Widow Mine. Lets the Lings clean up that Widow Mine.
Gonna split this here.
Oliveira's got a 5th base going up in the far top. He's got to go bust that right now with Banelings. If Oliveira hasn't moved his army to get there in time, he can take care of it. Lurkaden's finally on the way. Takes a gas, cancels the gas. He's losing track of how many gases he has. He actually needs more gas. He's only on 5 gas. He's going to 7 with those 2 extra gas guys. So he's decided 7 gases is enough for this stage in the game. Oliveira is there ready to defend. He's going to attack anyway, dragging some of those Widowmine shots towards the Terran army. Great parasitic bombs. Banelings smashing the bio. This was probably only half of Oliveira's army.
So we don't lose them for free,
Oh, he should have killed the SCVs. I think he
make
should
a
have left a
difference
few
anyways.
Banelings there to kill some of those SCVs. He doesn't want to lose them because he
Actually
knows
trying
this
to save
rest
the
of Oliveira's
Hydras,
army was going to
Link
come up and
reinforce.
intercept. He's got to pull back, rebuild his Lings and Banes, and then defend the counter push. But that was still a very successful attack. I just think a few Lings and Banes being left there,
Bunch of those.
split off his army to deal with those SCVs would have been lovely. Now he's sucking energy off his own hatchery, and as much as Marilyn Manson would say that's a good tactic, I feel like he should not be, because that hatchery is one of his exposed hatcheries that's already in orange hit points. He's got to be really careful about taking hit points away from that one.
Let's just get the attack going. Or
Let's just get the attack going here. He
Nailing
knows
the
he's ahead.
coffin,
He just
so
wants to
to
keep
say.
the momentum. Just keep trading. Just keep trading. There's not many Widow Mines in here. The Widow Mines are just shooting on individual Zerglings on the right side. One of them didn't even fire, and he's going to take out this planetary as well. He moves a changeling onto that top base to make sure that hasn't been retaken. Kills the planetary, pulls back, saves the Hydras. Really nicely done. He even burrows a Zergling there. That's what we call the FU Zergling. For those who don't know, a lot of
He's
people in
just
military,
starving.
they train salutes. They do, all sorts of different
Not much
salutes,
to add
2
to
finger,
that.
3 finger, flat
Just
hand,
starving.
whatever. For these Zerglings, they actually train the FU salute, where basically they burrow into the ground and they just leave their little claw, their little middle claw sticking up, and they say, "You can't land here, dickhead." That's essentially their move. So he's gonna have to scan to get that base down. Very annoying for Oliveira, who's trapped on 4 bases, which is not
Send
bad
these
economy,
here, actually,
but against a
just in
Zerg
case.
that's going up to like 8 bases, that is
I'm
a
surprised
vast
he's still,
difference.
somewhat defending, I guess.
Says, okay, I guess he's somewhat defending. Gotta keep playing this game. Serral here, you can tell he's still mega focused. Oh,
crap.
focused on one Widow Mine. Didn't notice the other one on the edge of the screen.
Okay, let's see if we can get this
Good
going.
spread on the Vipers. The Ghost EMP got one of them. Snipe got one of his Vipers. Oh, Widow Mine's dragged at the Medivacs. Real nice. Good spreadies on his Ling Bane. Notice how he spreads the front Zerglings through their army away from the big packs of Banelings so that he doesn't take any big juicies. The Hydra Bane coming in. He might be going a bit deep. You don't want to be losing these Banes, but he really wants that Ghost so bad. And he does sacrifice a lot of Hydras for it, but he gets a lot of kills, probably worth it. He's got more Lings rallying in right now. Oh, he just feels the momentum. And Oliveira is too far behind. Serral takes it.
That's a pretty good start there for me. I messed up so bad at the mid-game 1 point. I was floating like 1.5k there. I don't know what happened. And I had no drones as well. That was a problem, but thanks for the resub, Speed Racer.
That's
so
pretty... This is the classic Serral dominating his opponent post-game experience. He's
That's a
looking
pretty good start there
looking
for me.
really disappointed, says pretty good
I
start.
messed up so bad at the mid.
I messed up so bad. He said that. So, like, how many times have we done first-person viewcasts of Serral and he crushes someone? He's like, I messed up so bad. But I think that miss macro was particularly a big mistake that came off the back of his other mistakes. You could tell he was like getting really thrown out of the element in that mid game.
Game 1 point. I was floating like 1.5k there. I don't know what happened. And I had no drones as well. That was a problem, but thanks for the resub.
So 1.5k minerals floating, and he dropped double macro hatch to try to make up for that. He also said, I had no drones there. Basically meaning he was probably at about 70, 75 drones when he thought he was actually at 85, 90 drones. And then he kind of realized, oh man, I'm at 10 less drones, 15 less drones than I want to be. And that's a really big disconnect. As a player of Serral's caliber, you almost always know within 2 or 3 drones how many workers you have. So if you think you have 90 drones and you're kind of playing like that, and then you go like look at your 5th base and there's like 4 workers mining and you're like, oh, I have way less economy than I realized. It's this jolting moment because you realize that there's a disconnect between the situation in the game and where you're actually at, and that makes you realize you're not as focused as you should be. All right, up 2-0. One more game to seal the deal. And we're going to be going into Gressven.
You playing ESL Cup today? No, I'm not playing ESL Open.
Talking to Twitch chat during the early game. Very nice.
Like, I'm way more likely to play these events since they're a good time zone.
He's just kind of...
They're doing the midday. The ESL Opens are during midnight.
This is midday.
Evening and midnight.
ESL Opens are up to midnight. That's why he doesn't like playing
Why is
them.
midnight
They run
even?
too late at night. I agree. Yeah, they run pretty late for him. So Serral, for those who don't know, has the opposite of the standard gamer nerd schedule. Most gamer nerds...
What is midnight even? Is
They-
12 midnight?
What is
Then
midnight?
it would be until midnight for sure.
You can tell he's reading Twitch chat, guys. He's going, what is midnight even? He's like, yeah, that's 12 o'clock. You know, if you guys are ever watching a lot of YouTube, you don't watch a lot of Twitch. If you want to understand what Twitch chat is, a good percentage of it, very similar. If you either have children yourself or you know, maybe you have nephews or nieces, just go to their like kindergarten and listen to the
and there's stuff
conversations
there,
between the
nothing
5-year-olds, and you'll notice very similar to a lot of interactions between streamers and Twitch chat. What does midnight mean? Streamer, it's this. It's 12 o'clock. And then like, why? Which 12 o'clock? There's 2 12 o'clocks. Be specific. And Serral's just like, oh my god, I'm the best StarCraft player in the world, and why am I inflicting this upon
I'm not
myself?
really scouting for proxy access or anything here. I'm just playing. Just playing here.
He's actually.
Proxy tracks too often.
I'm gonna go ahead. He's saying I'm not scouting for proxy racks. I'm just playing here. This is either he disrespects Oliveira's ability to proxy barracks, or he's disrespecting Oliveira all out, because he is playing the most generic opening right now. Not even thinking about it, reading chat. He's up 2-0. He can afford to do so, especially if Oliveira doesn't have a high percentage of proxy racks. And I don't think he does. Probably because he plays from China. He's often playing with lag. So Clem doesn't do a lot of proxy barracks builds either, and that's a big weakness I found. I think the Korean Terrans are so dangerous with their proxy barracks builds. Problem, when was the last time you saw anyone kill Serral with a proxy 2 racks or 3 racks Marine Rush? And I actually, that's an honest question. Twitch chat, YouTube comments later, people who are watching this, please let me know. I can't remember the last time I saw Serral die to a proxy barracks build. I feel like he's always had such a high win percentage against it that people are afraid to try it, and he might actually not be very well practiced against it because of that, but everyone's afraid to try it out. Now Oliveira is going to come in. The Reaper doesn't get any direct damage, almost gets a Zergling a few times, but the Creep Tomb is up at a very crisp timing. He's taking that front third triangle base. It's a good start so far. He actually has a very well-timed link speed as well. So that's a very...
We are over the early shenanigans, so we can actually start playing the game now.
Got past the early shenanigans, we could actually start playing the game now. Once again, Serral's mindset about the entire game, let's be real. It's all about shutting down the aggression, getting to the mid-game onwards.
There, so.
That's where he wants to...
No problem there. I'm actually going to kill this Reaper, I think, now.
Rip you apart. Yeah, link speed's going to kick in pretty soon.
Careful he doesn't run...
And these queens can block it. Yes, they can. Oh, yeah, juicy. Reaper throws a spike grenade down, but nice play there. Gets that Reaper.
Nice snipe. Man, my queens are... Oh, my god, he actually got it stuck.
He got the bounce, I didn't realize. I was wondering if that would happen from the bounce. I was like, oh, no, I don't think that could happen. That actually can.
That's actually sad.
Sarah's like, that's actually really sad.
I can maybe...
Oh, yeah, if you put a creep tumor down, you can often squeeze it out. Yep. Ah, yeah, there we go. Puts the creep tumor down, squeezes it out. I actually had this happen the other day to me. I got 2 queens stuck behind a mineral line on Neo Humanity, and I didn't even see where when they got stuck. And I got so triggered. I was like, what just happened? And I put a tumor down, and it squeezed them both out of the gap. So that's actually really cool. So obviously that was the Reaper grenade putting them into a little pocket, and the Queen's very chunky. So while a Zergling might have been able to squeeze in and out of there,
as gets.
Queen could not. All right, Baneling Nest goes down. So this is going to be a Baneling Nest lair. He should be taking a second gas with this, I believe. But more modern Zergs, they're doing this quick 4th hatchery, and then they're going straight to 4 gases all at once. So he might be doing this version. Dark's been doing this in a few of the Koreans as well. I think this build order is so powerful.
I don't know what I'm doing. I'm playing a bit weird here.
Yeah, guys, he didn't build spores. He's just gone, I'm playing a bit weird here. He's not focused.
Suddenly stop it moving.
He's not that focused right now. If Banshees came in, they would have come in with Cloak already. He would have lost a lot of drones.
I need to be careful he doesn't attack me with the Banshees.
Yeah, he's been really risky this game. And the thing is, he's actually getting away with extreme greed. I think Oliveira's done... We know Oliveira's done a quick 3rd command center. So I think this is actually really unlucky for Oliveira. Because he built like 6 to 8 Hellions, no air units, just into what's going to be a big bio push eventually. And Serral's gotten away with massive greed.
The Banshees as well, but he didn't.
And there's no Banshees. He's realizing, oh, there's no Banshees. He's going double Evo. His 4th base is up. Serral might just... stomp this. Well, those are very... I guess it's 3cc into 2 Banshees, so very late Banshees. Coming in at 6 minutes. Delaying the spores to 5 minutes still seems pretty late, but...
Oh, crap. That's actually losing a bit too many drones now.
Losing a bit too many drones now. I mean, it's more than he needed to lose.
Too many drones out of my upgrades. Oh my god.
Oh, and he's gonna lose a queen.
There. My queens are not really where they're supposed to be.
My queens are where they're not supposed to be. He's kind of
really
like
bad hold.
he's a mixture of triggered and entertained at his own lack of finesse in the last minute. Serral's like, I was in a good position again. What am I doing? Like he's actually, the thing is, it's very, as a pro player, getting leads and letting them slip away is very frustrating.
Make some bailings is probably coming very soon here.
He needs to find a way to switch gears. And obviously it's partially because he's commentating.
Made any of these.
I think he's making a conscious decision to use this as content to build his stream, play a tournament that's very small stakes for him in the grand scheme of his career, but it's large enough stakes that the audience is very excited to watch it and up his commentary skills and put himself out there. And this is nowhere near the level of intensity of Serral playing in a world championship or anything like that. Yeah, you can still see he still wants to kill his opponent. It's just that he's
just,
not
Marines.
Too experienced as a streamer. He's not that used
here.
to commentating and explaining his thoughts while playing, and it adds a little bit of delay.
Did he just lose everything there? And I'm banking so much money.
I'm banking so much money. His macro is bad again, he
me,
reckons. It's not that much money. It's perfectly fine.
He literally just lost his whole army.
But he just got a lot of units with Banelings, and that was a big mistake there. He was going for a flank, and Oliveira move commanded into it.
His room. If he was just watching his screen, he would have killed all of that. That thing there.
Let's hear it. He has some advice for Oliveira.
So much money. This is so not good for me, but considering he literally just lost his whole army to that bailing flank, that was kind of badly played by me in the first place. If he just was watching his room, if he was just watching his screen, he would have killed all of that.
Okay, yeah. He's like, look, if that was actually a bad play by me, my unit stumbling into his army there. He's basically saying, I got lucky, because if he was just watching his army, he would have killed all those Banelings. He would have just stimmed, stutter stepped, and I would have actually been on the losing side. So he's kind of, you can tell he's a bit entertained, because his mistake netted him a victory, right? And this is very frustrating to be on the receiving end of, but always entertaining when you're the player who actually gets the benefit from it. You know, often you'll hear a player go, oh my god, my opponent got so lucky. They did the wrong thing and it got this huge benefit because I wasn't expecting it. And there'll always be the person in the audience who's like, oh, well, you know, you're just angry because it worked. It was a really smart play. You just don't want to admit that it was a good idea. That's Serral admitting that he made a big mistake with his army positioning and that it actually worked out for him. So shut up, people who say that stuff.
Only supply block does.
Oh, and he's supply blocked on 158 as well.
Supply block doesn't.
That sound.
Supply block doesn't.
There's so much exasperation in that exhale of breath, right? There's so much exasperation. He's like, man, okay, like this is way more mistakes than I'm ever meant to be making, you know? It's so funny. Oh man, this is like the journey of someone becoming a Twitch streamer. They're like, I swear I play better than this normally when I'm not talking while I play. You know, like you're watching yourself play way worse than you normally do, and it's kind of throwing you off while you're trying to explain things. I feel a special place in my heart for Serral even more after watching him here try to content create while playing a tournament finals. And the thing is, he's doing really well. He's still talking. He's not like freezing up and just getting too serious. He's still doing a lot of really insightful commentary. Oh, he's gonna
be able to smack this.
Yeah, he says we might just be able to smack this. So he's thinking about flanking the push. He didn't quite have enough Ling Bane to roll a planetary easily. So he's like, I'll set up the flank instead. But because he gets spotted, that single Hellbat spotting the push, really important. It allows Oliveira's Marines to push that side back. Makes it much harder to come in. If a Terran just sits in one blob, you can surround it. You can come in from all sides like really easily. But instead, he kind of pushes this flank back. And now Serral's like, I gotta wait for Vipers. I gotta find the right angle. He is spreading out, setting up a huge surround is Serral. And if he comes in with blinding clouds from this angle over here on that cliff, that ledge, that is the perfect angle. Because you always have the tank set up behind that ledge. Terrans always clump them too much on this map. Vipers always break that ledge position, and Serral's going for it right now. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about.
Let's see how this goes.
Here we go. He's gonna go for an F2 A move, blinding cloud, but actually beautiful spread from Oliveira. But there's not that many Marines.
Fights against Terran are always a bit like, you just hope for the best.
Said sometimes
fight
there's this
against
sort of
Serral
army,
usually.
you just go for it and hope for the
Is there
best.
microing too much?
You-
It normally go. Like that wasn't that good of a fight.
That wasn't that good of a fight,
Is it good enough?
but good
Yes, it's
enough.
right. Oh, it's just actually fought right before 2-2.
Ultratech's on the way. Oh, he attacked right before his 2-2 finished, I think he said. Oh, okay, which is not the greatest for him. Or maybe it was right before
His
the Terran
leaks are a bit
2-2.
annoying, I'll tell you that much. But
Here we go,
luckily
a
he's
duck.
giving them up like this. That's good for me.
That was a really... I like the way Oliveira expected that eventual break to come, and he was sieged so
good
far
attack by
backwards
him.
and spread
I don't
backwards.
think he's in too shabby of a spot now.
Oh, here we go. Nice reaction. Queen moves out of range there. Oh, that's frustrating. He's going to move queens to the top as well. Try and build some spores just to save those drones for now. Probably only lets one of them finish. Let's see. Does Serral... Oh, he's going to focus on this. Oh, Marines! Widowmine does get a juicy. Oh, hold position so that it's easy to click the Zergling that's being targeted. Moves that one forward to drag the shot away. I love that hold position micro. It's so beautiful. You just see this whole swarm just stop. It's like they're playing red light, green light. They're straight in a bloody episode of Squid
He does
Game.
have heaps of bases there.
They know there's snipers watching, and then you just grab the one
I'm
guy,
throwing
run
up
him
a
forwards,
lot.
and take the shot. All right, he's got a lot of bases, but Oliveira has a ton of bases as well. You don't feel comfortable as a Zerg because you know in the long run you trade worse than Terran.
Not looking too good right now.
Not looking
This
too
map's
good.
really good for Terran camp, but
This-
and I don't really want to go True Lords there.
This map's really good
trying
for
to
Terran
game that
camping.
way.
I don't want to go Broodlords here. But Broodlords is kind of what you get forced into versus a Terran that's
I'm
camping.
just gonna try to kill him.
I'm just going to try to kill... Oh, okay, so he's going to go for what we call the Lingbane YOLO, guys. So Ragnarok is out there. Oh, he's going to do the Ling Drop! The Ling Drop, guys. I've been talking about this Ling Drop for years in Zerg vs. Zerg.
100
And
tries
DRG
to
did it to Serral
that much
and
maybe.
killed his hive,
Gonna get
beating
Vibe
him.
win as well.
in Katowice in the World Championship in a clutch victory. And people have started doing it in ZVT, Zerg vs Protoss. Reyna was doing this versus Oliveira. I love that this has become a thing. This is such a cheap move. Zerglings are basically free units at this stage in the game. The Overlords, yeah, they cost a bit. Losing them is 100 minerals each. But look at all the damage you're getting for it. And this is such a low amount of supply. Remember, Zerglings are only half the supply. You get 50 Lings in there, mate. That's 25 supply. It's the same as just 2 medevacs of bio, but you get so much damage. And +3 cracklings, that is Zerglings with the adrenal glands upgrade, do so much damage. And now his whole army F2's back, which means the tanks might be undefended. There's not much bio there. The Vipers take a big EMP to the face. You could tell he wasn't happy about that. He took a sharp intake of breath. Lingbane coming forward. That was not a good fight for Serral. I did not think that was a good fight for him at all. I think the Lings in the main traded well, but the attack on the front was not great.
Yeah, it's looking rough, guys.
It's looking rough, guys.
This is-
I really feel he's got to go Broodlords here.
Pretty mental here, I'm not gonna lie.
Pretty mental?
Yeah, it's looking rough, guys. Because his ego is pretty mental here, I'm not gonna lie.
I think he said pretty mental here, not gonna lie.
Oh, he has that base as well. Oh,
He has the top base as well.
Okay, we could try to.
He needs a menthol cigarette, Twitch chat says. Okay, that's a good one. Pretty menthol,
see if we
man.
can
I
get a
need
really
a
good fight here,
need a
maybe.
bloody menthol ciggy, man. Yeah, no. He means mental. Yeah. His eco is
Where's
pretty
my
mental
supply at?
apparently. Oh, his eco
Oh,
is
yeah.
pretty mental. I mean, definitely. Oliveira has like 10 bases right now. Oliveira has way too much economy. Oh my god! I don't know if this is a good attack, man. This looks like a really bad attack for Serral. Oh, Serral's chucking a Zerg right now, guys.
A terrible push.
Okay, so for those who don't know, what is chucking a Zerg? Chucking a
I didn't
Zerg
know
is when you're
units somehow.
ahead in the
Oh.
game, and rather than winning the game,
Where are
you
they?
choose to find your opponent's strongest defensive position, and
it's
then you
looking
basically
rough.
march your army into a choke point, into the meat grinder, into that
Should have been
strongest
True
defensive
Lords
position on the
there,
map. It's when a Zerg does the worst attack of all time. Now, he wasn't necessarily ahead. He was in a pretty rough
Didn't
position.
want to go that way, and
I think he's going to have to play
winning on this
Broodlords.
map, killing on this map's very hard.
Killing your opponent on this map is very hard.
Winning's always hard, but killing
So
is
he's going to have to play late game. Killing your opponent is really hard in this map. Actually finishing them off is difficult. Notice he's trying to take the
It's very hard.
this base. This bottom right base, if he can transfer
very
20
serious
workers to
to
that
that,
right now, he can start stealing his resources. If he does it in the top side as well, that'll be amazing. Unlikely he can do both though. And look at the setup. Oh my god. Dude, Oliveira is stomping his attacks. This is a bit of a waffle stomp right now, and I feel like Serral is just a few more stomps away from squeezing his way through that shower grate. And that's unfortunate, man, because he looked like he was going to get the 3-0 victory. He's still got a lot of money. I mean, his economy is insane as well. As good as Oliveira's economy is, I mean, Terran is a little more fragile than Zerg, let's be real. There's always the chance here, but with how many bases he's got and how many good fights he's taken, Oliveira's looking good. The Hydra's coming in, adds a bit of ranged firepower. They are expensive units, though. They're not cheap.
I think it's too late to do a switch there, so...
Chat saying it might actually be a best of 7. Oh, really? Okay. Well, it's only up 2-0 right now with Serral, so maybe he does need this two games to win this one and one more after. I actually did not check that before opening this because I'm a nincompoop. I don't know why I thought it was best of 5. You guys can confirm. Chat says actually it was a best of 5. No worries. Oh, Baneling's going for the Cloaked Ghost, but he doesn't have detection.
Here.
Yeah, he needs Overseers, guys.
I'm constantly supply blocked.
It's constantly supply blocked this game. That's what happens when you go for an Overlord drop. You need to remember to keep replacing those Overlords.
Obviously win with a good fungal.
He says we could always win with a good fungal.
Okay, he's making nukes. Very scene looking.
Big fungal on the Ghost can completely change the course of the game. Chat has fact-checked it. It is indeed a best of 5. Thank you, guys. Sorry for my disorganization. Whoa!
I guess it is fake, the nuke.
Serral, please don't do that again, man. Don't drag that minimap on the... drag the cursor on the minimap. That's bloody disorienting, that is. Sorry, guys. Apologies to anyone... seizures and stuff and bloody feeling seasick and whatever else. That was... Oof.
Oh, there, actually.
He's so fast. All right, slow down, Serral. Let us keep up with you, buddy. So he's just playing Lingbane, Hydra, Viper, Infesta. I don't know, man.
With the Infestor.
I've seen Zergs win with this composition.
Mind this base ASAP.
It's all about if Oliveira gets his composition out of whack. The problem up to this point is he's had not just Liberators, he's also had Widowmines and Bio and Ghosts and Tanks. He's had a perfect mix where there's no clear weak point. But if you can find an area where like it's just tanks and libs, Lings will ruin them.
I'll try to get the attack going
There's no Widowmines left. There's not many Widowmines left. Oh, this is it. Just tanks and libs. This is exactly what I was talking about. He finds an opening. There's a few Hellions, but not too many. They're not Hellbats. He's gonna get some damage. Finally, he can break a bit of the infrastructure.
A little bit.
He gets something. The Infestors are there as well. He's gonna pull back. I mean, the problem is this style. It's all about momentum, and he's got to deny either this base and then deny that top middle base. That base is being taken by Oliveira.
At some point.
So if he doesn't get rid of that, he's just gonna run out of resources on his side of the map way quicker than Oliveira does. He's got about 90 drones, and he is just pumping endless Lingbane Hydra. It's a crazy expensive army. Oh, the fungal and the Ghost could be game-changing. He's looking for it. I don't think he has enough units, though. He doesn't have enough units. He's got to pull back. Back off. Keep it in your pants. Keep it in your pants.
Almost a good amp.
You can tell Serral's grown up a lot. He's very mature, guys. A lot of players would have just tried to stick their Zerg army in there.
What was that?
But he realized that was a trap. He saw the red flags, and he pulled back out.
I just don't have my army hotkeyed half the time.
I don't have my army hotkeyed half the time. Serral making uncharacteristic mistakes. He's going to go for it. Fungal! The fungal to end all fungals. The Infestor gets taken down, so it can't chain it though. Oliveira with a beautiful spready.
Fight, I guess,
oh, Oliveira absolutely cockblocks Serral there. That was beautiful play. He doesn't even click the command center. Serral, he left the orbital on red hit points. He could have clicked that with the Hydras.
For sure, that's nice.
Oh, he's got a Nidus one. Man, Serral is getting smashed in this game. The units lost tab must be really good. But remember, Terran builds a lot more infrastructure, costs a lot of money. So his bank will be lower. And he's got to survive maybe 2 more waves. And if he can survive 2 more waves, he should be good. But that army looks kind of small. Where's the rest of the bio? That's not that big an army. Serral's Remax is really quick right now. He's got another fungal from the top right. He's going to go in with it right now. And he does. Oh, gets EMP'd. The turret finishes. He gets EMP'd. The Ghost pulling back. But where's the rest of the bio? Oliveira? Where's his money? Maybe he overinvested in command centers.
A lot of tanks on the other side, most likely.
And Serral's saying, where's his army? He must have a lot of tanks on the north side. Oh, yeah. Maybe that's it. Maybe Oliveira just stopped bringing his units down. Because Serral just keeps hitting the same angle time and again. And I think Oliveira keeps expecting him to swap to the north, and he just doesn't.
Otherwise breaking him.
Nice spready on those Ghosts, man. But Serral's got another wave. He can make more Banes and hit into the natural in the main again and break the production. I wouldn't mind him just blowing up the base in the very top, though, or at least scouting to see what's going on there. That could be incredibly effective. Sorry, guys, I'm bumping my microphone like a savage.
Let's see how many he has there. Maybe he's gonna switch to... maybe he doesn't have any.
He's still got a sneaky Infestor, man.
At least, which is a bit annoying.
All right, taking out the Sense Tower could be big. Yeah, there's a lot of tanks and some Widow Mines up here as well. Oh, my lord.
Just gonna go with the Lings there.
Yeah, he's like, just let the Lings go through, kill the siege tanks. Don't send the Banelings in, because they'll just take terrible siege tank shots. So he sends the expendable cheap units, gets a good trade, adds more Zerglings, and then goes again. I'd love to see him rotate into the natural again. The bottom side, it worked so well for him, but now that he's rotated to the top, you force a lot of units
I'm
there.
not hotkeying. Like, what is going on? I feel like, do I have a problem with one of my hotkeys right now, or why am I not hotkeying anything? Like, there's no way I'm missing up the hotkeying process so many times.
His hotkey's giving him trouble right now. It's good to see even the GOAT having that issue.
Really
Big Widow Mine! But
here
we go. Oliveira is going to counter push, take out his southern base.
There's no way I'm consistently missing up my hotkeying.
Something weird is happening with his hotkeys right now. I don't know if Serral's keyboard, maybe one of his keys isn't always actuating. He might need to replace one of his keycaps or something like that. One of his switches potentially. He's definitely either that or he's just hitting the wrong spot on the keyboard. And you could tell, look at his jaw, man. This man is ready to chow down on some Terran. He's angry. He wants to get the 3-0 victory right now. And apparently his shift was having issues. He found out after this stream, some people are saying, or at least that's the theory that he said. I think my shift isn't always working. And that's really throwing him off. Because remember, earlier he was miss-hotkeying units as well back on Ancient System.
Queens, actually, I just realized.
Oh, he's got
3 of them.
Oh, he's got too many queens. He just realized he's got 18 supply in queens, guys. He's going to throw 3 of them away. I would actually throw away 5.
Anymore.
Just 3 or 4 queens is more than enough right now.
Where he is. He's just mining.
We get the tank. Single Zergling takes the tank out.
Like,
really nice.
Actually, it's not possible I'm missing this many. Okay, he's there.
If he's beating the world champion like this with a broken keyboard, what in the hell? I agree. I don't know if it's broken. It might only be like 1 in 10 times it doesn't press or something like that. But it's definitely throwing him off his game a little bit right now, whatever's going on there.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, I don't want to go into that. Good pullback. Keep it in your pants, Serral. Keep it in your pants. As long as he's denying this top base, Oliveira is the one who's running out of money, man. Oh, and he gets a lot of SCVs there. But yeah, your max supply is a big problem, guys. Your max supply is a really big problem. So you've got to, if you're butting into that, throwing those queens away is very important.
We obviously can't give him that base. Like, there's no question about it.
I've seen a lot of Zergs who get to endgame, and they're like, man,
I'm probably gonna try to get a fight
Terran's so broken, and the Terran has... Oh, he's going to go for it. He's just going to go. He says, oh, I think I can go for it. I think he saw the army move to the top, so he feels he can get some damage. Oh, man. It feels kind of nasty, but... Oh, those Banelings actually got some good juicies on the Ghosts. Took out some tanks. Command Center's morphing. He's going to try to get some Zerglings, but... It's not going to get too much before getting pushed back. Still a good trade because he's mining that bottom right.
No, just one.
And his income's got to be dropping now, but he's still got 10k in the bank. Making more overseers. He's down below 200 supply again. He's not happy about it. Serral's been really annoyed at that, but his overseers and overlords keep dying, so it is what it is. Lingbane Hydra, man.
Okay, just gonna send
he's gonna split some units to the south to defend that base, and the rest is still gonna attack the north.
There has to be a hotkey error here somewhere.
Yeah, he's still wondering about the hotkey error, saying there's got to be a hotkey error. What is going on?
Okay.
Oh my god.
If I don't give him this base, I don't think it's too shabby for me, obviously.
Oh, here we go. Okay, big attack. There's so many Banelings, though. You don't want to clump those into siege tanks. He's got a buffer with the Zerglings and whatnot. Infestor's coming in from the left side. Lingbane rolling in. Not the most efficient, but there's not that many units to defend. This could work out okay for him. One of the Liberators goes down, as does the Medevac. The other Liberator gets abducted. The Marauder goes down as well. Army in the south, it's just tanks and Hellbats. His drones are going to run away, but I think he's happy to lose that base temporarily as long as he does not let Oliveira get this top base.
Okay,
that's the whole goal.
Money too.
Yeah, he's like, I've got the money. I've got the money.
Some money, so it's not too shabby.
It's not too shabby because we've got the money. Oh, here we go. Those Hellbats in the bottom will ruin. Get out of there. Yeah, yeah. A big clump of Hellbats. He's
going to try to take that base soon.
Yeah, so he says, look, Oliveira's going to try to take that base soon. Oh, sneaky. Taking the top base with no army to defend. He just found more Zerglings at his rally point that weren't on his control group, and he was not happy about it, guys. Oh, Fungal! He Fungals both packs of Ghosts. They EMP, but only after both Fungals have gone out. Viper's coming in. One of them gets sniped down. The other one is going to take damage as well. Lingbane Hydra rolling on fourth. Big damage coming in here, taking out a lot of SCVs. Every single tank. There's still Lings. He's still got Lings left over, which are the unit which capitalizes whenever you break through like that.
To be honest.
This is looking really good, man.
Kind of just running into him.
He's not happy with the fact that he just feels like he's just running into him over and over
Just need
again.
to mind
It's
this,
not that
obviously. I'm gonna actually rotate that side.
not that artistic, but he's going to rotate. He's going to leave a few lings up the top. You can see
He's obviously
the
gonna
Burrowed
try to kill
Infestor
it
sees
again.
SCVs mining, so he says, okay, I've got to run in and kill those SCVs.
you
I
can
can't let
see
him
the
retake
close.
that base for free. But his main army is going to hit this south. So he's sitting just outside his sensor tower vision, morphing his banelings there. I expect him to morph more banelings as well. These lings are more of a distraction than anything else. And he's going to, again, bust in on the south side, try to break that third base once again, which I think is a planetary this time. And then he'll rotate his attention back to the
I had
far
a pretty
north
big
of the
bank,
map.
Now it's
Hopefully that
not
buys
big
him
anymore,
time
be
to
honest.
mine this base out. That bottom base is huge. The bottom base is really,
Seems
really
like He's
massive.
just gonna try to focus on that side, so...
Every
What
mineral
we're
he
gonna do
mines from
is
that
just
bottom
try to
base
kill
is
it,
a
I guess.
mineral that Oliveira doesn't get to mine. So that's actually, everybody mines from there does damage. Even if he can't kill Oliveira's base, by taking those resources, he's winning the game.
That was
He doesn't want to accidentally roll those banelings. His army split around the terrain there. He doesn't want that to happen. He's got Burrowed Infestors. They're going to sneak in. Don't go into the scan, though. Oh, he goes back into the scan, but it is what it is. Hopefully Oliveira didn't notice. Viper's coming in from the far top. They're going to come in. He's got the Infestors as well. Blinding Cloud on the tank going to be lovely. He gets one Blinding Cloud off. Doesn't get a second. Oh, he gets second and third. 3 tanks Blinding Clouded. Lingbane Hydra. Roly-poly. I didn't realize Serral was a bloody Souls-like god. He's doing the roly-poly. He's got invincibility frames. Gets the Blinding Clouds down, rolls on through everything, and actually smashes that base.
Could have made
Holds
coolers
and
at
defends
some
the
point,
bottom at
that's
the
for
same
sure.
time, and it's looking like he's got this one in the bag.
I think I'm just winning her. I mean, I have been thinking I've been winning for quite a while already.
He says, I think I'm just winning here. I think I've been winning for quite a
This
while.
point. Oh, you saw it.
He saw it
There's a
somehow.
Big, eyes, big eye play there.
Got EMP'd.
Can't believe this.
Scan does take out the Infestor. He's got another one on the front line, but nothing there for it to actually Neural Parasite. And that's a big tank spread. He can Neural. He's going to Neural a tank, but it goes down instantly just as the
terrible
tentacle was
fight,
about
but-
to stick out of it. And the
actually a really
Lings,
bad
Hydras,
fight.
they get the tanks. He gets the tanks.
Pretty
That's
safe
so
there.
huge, guys.
Things.
Only 2 tanks survive deep in the
that
red.
there.
He burrows the FU Zergling in
Consistently
underneath the
units
command
not hot,
center.
kid. I can't believe my eyes are. Save those things. Put that there. Consistently units not hot, kid. I can't believe my eyes are.
Like he found, every time he finds a new pack of Zerglings that weren't on his control group,
This
he's
base
just,
in the bottom is just gonna be me the game.
He's
obviously, because
shocked,
I'm mining
man.
so many more bases.
when your
He's just
controls
mining
don't
7
work,
bases, I'm mining 9.
when your controls don't work,
Again.
it's very tilting.
Is my button shift not working properly?
Shift not working properly, he's saying. Ah, so he's identified. He caught it as it happened that time. The shift not working, indeed. Oh, okay. So yeah, basically, he says, I'm mining 9 bases, he's mining 7, so, you know, I should be able to basically just win in the
territory
end.
gonna use
Especially,
it
like
soon.
I said, this bottom base is huge. The fact that he's getting those minerals and Oliveira isn't is massive, and I think he can just break him on the top anyway. This has got to be like Oliveira's last set of units. That's a lot of Banelings. The Hellbats are good, but the Lings coming in from the left, and that's it. There's just not, there's nothing else there. It's a few ghosts,
And
a few
there you have
Hellbats,
it.
and a
What
few
match.
tanks. Please show us units lost.
Running Lingbane Hydra, but
Please show us the units lost, Serral. Let's hear that reaction.
and there you have it. What a match! I was running Lingbane Hydra, but that is a solid way to play the late game as a Zerg player. On this map, it just doesn't win quite often. It usually loses on that map. It's a really easy map to defend on. But
A win's a
it
win.
is what it is. Thanks for resub, Dragon Force 3705.
And just casually
We
back
actually
to reading
finished
out subs.
Exactly at 7. It's pretty nice. Pretty nice.
What an absolute Chad gamer. Serral's an absolute beast. Doesn't even look at the units lost. Doesn't care. He's like, yeah, casual 3-0 while commentating. Thanks to the subs, guys. He's going to say thanks to the organizers in the chat as well. He's like, oh, GG, guys. You know, thanks, guys. What an absolute bloody legend of the game. He just 3-0'd the world champion while commentating with a broken keyboard. All right, Serral, you're pretty good at this game. GG, well played, mate. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this, check out another first-person views by clicking on some of the other games on screen, and we'll see you in the next video. Goodbye and good night.